Hello and welcome to the Shade Tree Machinist Workshop. My name is John. Well, today what I have for you is another project from a motorcycle engine. It's a head to an engine on a motorcycle dirt bike engine, and they're wanting me to mill down the surface of this, and also on the inside, the outermost portion of the inside of this head down to a certain amount. He doesn't want me to say exactly how much he takes down, but basically to change his compression and get better performance out of the engine. So he gave me the dimensions. I'm just going to chuck it up in a 3-jaw chuck. What I'm going to do, normally what I've done in the past on these is I've used the spark plug, and I noticed that I can do it that way. I've done it that way and it's worked fine, but sometimes I really got to mess around with it to get it running true. So what I'm going to try on this one is I got a piece of just co-rolled piece of round stock that I'm going to chuck up, and I'm going to thread this down to fit this where I can thread it on in. It'll have a good shoulder, and hopefully we'll be able to dial this in a lot better and a lot quicker. So basically I'm going to show you me cutting this down, turning it down for a 14 millimeter 1.25 pitch thread. That's what's called for this particular head, and I'll show you how I'll do that and how I'll thread it. And I'm using my other lathe, which is a Grizzly. Model number is G0709. I've had this for probably about 4 years now, and it's been a real good lathe. It works good. It's the first lathe that I bought before I got my Monarch. So it's done me well. I like it. I use it when I need to, especially when I need to do metric threads, and this is metric, so I'm gonna have to come to this one. Monarch will not cut metric. So show you how it works. Works pretty good. Please excuse the mess. I got it dirty. Used it quite a bit. So I'll bring you in and show you how to do this. Okay, I got you in closer to show you the cuts. I've already faced off the end and cut me a witness mark here. I'm basically cutting back 750 thousandths, 3/4 of an inch. That's how long it'll be. Once I get this cut down, it's supposed to be for a number 14 millimeter. I converted it over to standard inches. I work better off with that, so I'm basically going to take it down to around 550 thousandths, and then we'll get set up, start doing some threads. Basically check real quick and see where I'm at. So got 896. I'll set my calipers into what I actually want to cut it to, then I'll zero that out. Okay. Basically what I've done is I've set the calipers to 550 thousandths. I'll end up zero that out, and I'll take a measurement, and like 348, and right there tells me how much I got to go to get down to my depth I want to, or diameter I want to go to. So I'm going to end up taking about 50 thousandths a pass until I get close. Should like somewhere around the neighborhood of 10,000. See how close I am. 10,000 exactly. Okay. So I'll go ahead and dial that in. We'll check it. And we're setting it 0. Now what I'll do is I'll just bring this in. Yep, I got some. Clean that up. Bring that in, 0 that out. Then we'll check it and see what our actual reading is. And it's 550 thousandths. That technique works pretty good. Okay, I've got it set up with my threading tool. I'm using an eccentric engineering threading tool that I bought. They call it the diamond tool. Allows you to end up taking tool bits and putting it kind of on the vertical. This is the bit that I normally use just for facing and turning, and this one's ground with the 60-degree occluded angle for threading. Now we've got it all lined up, and since I'm cutting matrix, once I engage the half nut, and I'll bring you out when I do one of the couple of passes to show you how I do it on this machine. But once I engage the half nut, I'll leave it engaged until the threading is stopped. I'll just bring out the cutter. I'll hit the stop, the emergency stop or brake on the machine to stop it. I'll back it out, put it in reverse, and let it back out, and then put it set it up for the next cut. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the machine on, and I'm just going to come in and touch off and set my compound. I got my compound set at around 29 and a half degrees, and I'll basically end up setting it up for set it on 0 once I touch off. I got the machine running at its lowest setting, which is basically 70 RPMs. I'm going in and just touch off. I'm going to set my cross slide dial to 0, and I always come back to that 0. I'll go ahead and set my compound to 0, and that's what I'll be feeding in for each cut. Now what I'll do is I'll end up gauging it, do a scratch pass, and then check it and make sure I got the right thread bit. Now I'm leaving my half nut engaged. I'm backing off the cross slide, and then I end up putting it in reverse. Now I'll take my thread gauge, and then I'll end up checking it. My side ain't all that great. Yep, that looks good. And now I'll bring it back into my cross slide back to 0. My first pass, I'll just go ahead and dial in about 5 thousandths. Go ahead and put some cutting oil on it. Engage it. Remember, my half nut is still engaged, so it automatically starts feeding. Cross side back to 0. I'll feed in another 5 thousand, and then after that I'll just go 2 or 3 thousandths in each pass after that. Now I'll show you a different view. Put some cutting fluid in it. Okay, I've already backed it up. I haven't touched my dials other than I backed this off from 0. Now I'm taking it back to 0. Now I'm feeding in a couple thousandths. I engage it. I stop it with my foot brake, disengage it. I got to reset the switch because it disengages that. Back off my cross slide, and then I push up on my engage switch. That puts it in reverse and backs it up. This is my half nut. That's what I engaged initially, and it stays engaged when you cut metric threads. Back to 0 on my cross slide dial. Feed in a couple thousandths. And engage. Back it off. Put it in reverse. Okay, it's starting, but it's a little tight. So we'll take a couple more thousandths and keep checking it. So I'll go ahead and I've already took my cross slide dial back to 0. Now I'm going to dial in my compound, a couple thousandths. I gotta wait till it comes back up because I can't disengage the half nut. Makes it kind of slow cutting metric threads on this machine. But at least I can cut them. Yep, that is a nice snug fit. Actually, I think that's what I want for fitting this. Let's see if it'll seat all the way. Oh yeah. I believe that's it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and disengage the half nut, and I'm going to turn it on and see how it turns. Looks good. I'll get my indicator and we're going to check it and see how true it's running. And once I get all that ready to set up, I'll bring it back. Okay, I've got my dial indicator set in here. I've got it right on the edge lip of the inside of this head, and just to catch this edge to see how true it's running. And it's got a little notch there that it hits, so it jumps right there, but running about a couple thousandths out, and that is really close with being a rough edge. Now just running it on this edge right here. I'm running about a half a thousandths right there, so that's running real good. But now this surface here, when I check it, it's more close to the neighborhood of 3 thousandths. Yeah, about a little under 3 thousand, about 2.5 thousandths. So all that is real good. It's running pretty true. With this head has been heated up and stuff like that. You could have some warpage, but we're going to true it completely up. So all that looks good. So the first thing what I need to do is get my indicator back over here. But I got to end up putting the indicator against my compound and move it with just my compound to get the angle set. I'll take that cutter out. Yeah, we're about 4 thousandths off now. We're running straight and true, parallel with it. We'll bump it a little bit more. See what kind of reading we get. Bring that indicator in. All right. Okay, we're around 1 thousandths. Oh, I think we got it. Just barely flinching. That could just be some scratches in the surface of the metal, but it ain't even moving a half a thousandth, so call that good. We got that dialed in. Now on this one, basically what I'll end up doing once I get in and touch off, I started taking some passes and forgot to turn the camera on. So basically I've already took 2 passes. I bring it all the way up to the edge, and then I take it back out, and then I feed it in with the carriage, and I'm taking 5 thousandths, somewhere around 5 thousandths at a pass. feeding in 5 thousandths. Locking my carriage down. Then I'm feeding back with my compound, which has got that angle that it requires. Set up for the next cut. I'll bring you back when I get it set up. Okay, now I got it set up. I got my facing cutter in, and I'm just basically I'm still going to be running at 460 RPMs. I'm bringing in touch off, and then back it back out using my cross slide dial. Once I touch off and back it off, then I'm going to set my dial indicator that I have here on my ways and put it against my carriage to give me the reading of my depth that I need to take off of this, how much material I'm going to be taking off. We'll get that. Cutter's got a little chip in it. I'm going to have to change that out. Let me change that out and I'll bring you back. I've got about one more pass to do. Okay, I still had another good side on the other side of the carbide insert, so I just turned it around and we're good to go. I'm ready to dial in for my last cut. And then I'm going to slow down the feed on this. Okay, that looks good. Well, another job done. Got to see a few things. Got to make an arbor to hold the head. I ended up cutting the threads, 14 millimeter by 1.25, and that worked great. So I have that now when I ever get any more. And if I get one that has a different thread, different type of spark plug, I'll end up making another one, end up having a set. I believe there was a total of 3 different thread types for these spark plugs on these motorcycles. We ended up doing some facing on an angle using the compound. Also did the facing using an automatic feed on the cross slide. Another job done. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please subscribe and check the like button if you like it, and hopefully we'll have something coming up soon, and sure appreciate you watching, and y'all have a good day.